Hey guys, Stephanie with AmericanMuscle.com here with a cross-drilled and slotted front rotor option from DBA for 2015 and up Performance Pack equipped EcoBoost and non-Performance Pack GT Mustangs. These particular DBA rotors are going to be a go-to option for those of you out there that are looking for the most performance-based rotor that you can currently grab. These are from the 4000 series, which falls under DBA's heavy-duty line, the next line after the Street series. They're designed for appearance and braking performance. To be specific, these are the 4000 XS Sport Rotors, which are a step up from the T3s, which also are a 4000 series rotor from DBA, so they're going to have some extra features that'll help them perform better and make them an overall more aggressive rotor. So the fitment of brakes for the S550 is not as straightforward as it has been in the past with some of the older Mustangs due to the Performance Pack upgrade, so it's something that you need to pay attention to. Non-Performance Pack GTs and Performance Pack EcoBoost share the same setup with a 4-piston caliper, so these rotors are going to be for those cars. There are always going to be a few things to consider when you're shopping for any type of upgraded braking components, just so you can make sure they're going to be right for you and perform as you expect them to. You need to determine the level of performance that you want out of the brakes, what you'll be doing with your car, track, drag strip, or just a street car. Your wheel setup, you want to make sure that the brakes will fit behind your wheels, and some smaller things like knowing your rotors in order to choose the correct pad composition, and of course your budget's going to play a big role in this. As far as rotors go, bigger does tend to be better. Braking performance depends on surface area, and by this I mean how much surface area the brake pads have to bite into. Larger discs and larger pads have more surface area and therefore allow for shorter, faster stops simply because of the bite that the brakes will have. On top of that, increased surface area means better heat dispersal, and with braking you want as little heat as possible if you want highly effective stopping power. These are going to be direct fit replacement rotors that have a handful of specific features that are going to help them outperform the other rotor options that are currently available. First of all, these are cross-drilled and slotted. They have what DBA calls kangaroo paw ventilation, their thermographic temperature monitoring capabilities, and a specially formulated XG150 cast iron construction. That's a lot of random technical terms, so I'm going to explain what it all means for you. So let's start with these being slotted. The slotted portion of the rotor is the grooves that are cut along the face here, where the pad makes contact. When there's repeated heavy braking, a layer of gas and dust forms from the material transfer that's caused by the friction here, and the slots give up places for the gases to escape to. This means more contact surface area for the brake pad, which we all know is a good thing. So by creating more contact surface, the slots work to fight against brake fade. And these rotors are also cross-drilled. The thought behind drilling rotor is that it offers a way to cool the rotor. Much like slotting a rotor, the drilling gives the gases a place to escape to. But with all of the advances and improvements in brake systems today, drilled rotors offer more of a cool appearance than anything else. They do help with some cooling, and they will reduce pad glaze with the help of the slotting, but I will say that a drilled rotor does tend to be more eye-catching. Either way, like I mentioned earlier, these were designed with both appearance and performance in mind, so DBA double covers you here with both a slotted and cross-drilled rotor. And then we have this kangaroo paw ventilation. Your ventilation system isn't going to be visible to you. It's going to be down here in the middle of the rotor in the cross section. I will admit this kind of has a silly name, but hear me out on this. It's actually some neat technology that's going to help keep the braking system as cool as possible. So basically, if we cut away at the surface here in the cross section, you normally see straight vanes for cooling. So just some vertical step-ups in the casting that are spaced pretty far apart that direct the warm air outwards and away from the rotor. These rotors are not like that. Instead of having these conventional straight vanes, there are a bunch of diamond and teardrop shaped pillars that are placed so that the rotor is not only stronger, but it also gives a much more efficient cooling method. Efficient in the sense of faster cooling, and faster cooling means returning to optimal operating temps and getting the rotor ready for the next braking application faster. And a little side note, the name kangaroo paw is a head nod to the Australian native plant, not the actual animal, since DBA is out of Australia. And yeah, I did Google that. Anyways, DBA is saying that this type of cooling system is actually 20% more efficient than the conventional system, and I mentioned that it adds strength to the rotor. This is because it gives more support to the friction face. So instead of having small gapped vanes with a lot of space in between them, there are a bunch of pillars that are spread across the disc face, giving more surface area and more stable and consistent operation. Next is the thermographic temperature monitoring. DBA puts thermographic paint markings on the outer edge of each rotor, and it's designed to measure the actual bulk temperature of the disc when it's operating at the most extreme condition. By reading these measurements, you can figure out how well your current system is functioning, or if you need to make changes such as a different brake pad compound. This can be a highly useful tool if you're considering really utilizing these rotors for performance application, and it's a nice feature that you aren't going to get anywhere else. The last thing we'll discuss is the cast iron construction. Specifically speaking, these rotors are made from a high carbon alloy iron that gives them great thermal capacity and strength. It has a great heat capacity due to the fact that it's actually formulated for heat absorption and fast dissipation. What's neat to me about these rotors is that DBA has actually developed a lot of these technologies themselves, from the kangaroo technology to this particular cast iron formulation. So these are characteristics that you're only going to get from DBA brakes. Since we're talking rotor materials here, we also need to address brake pads. When you're looking to upgrade brakes, the brake pads themselves are an important piece to the puzzle. They're a component that's going to be directly in contact with the friction surface, so you want to make sure that you're getting the right pads for your application and for your rotor material. Like I just mentioned, these are cast iron rotors, so you want to make sure that you're shopping for pads that are designed to work with that material. If you don't, you're not going to be getting the best performance possible or as long of a life out of your components. As far as price, you're looking at spending about $200 per rotor, since these rotors are sold individually and not in sets. These are a non-directional rotor as well, and there are some other options on the site if these aren't quite what you're looking for. DBA offers a step down from these here, and Bear offers a set of rotors as well. When it comes to the install, you're really not looking at anything difficult. You can expect about 2 hours to finish the install on both sides and a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. You're obviously going to need to get the car off the ground and pull the wheels off and remove the calipers. They come off with 2 bolts, and the caliper slides off so you can set it aside and out of the way. The caliper bracket also needs to come off, so you're left with just the rotors, and then those can slide right off. The new rotors can go into place, and you just need to reassemble the calipers and put them back into place. Now is a good time to upgrade your pads while you're doing your rotors, but that's all going to be up to you. It's pretty much all you're looking at install-wise, but don't forget about the break-in period with the new brakes. You want to make sure that they're safe and have a long life. Overall, there really is a lot going on with these 4000 XS Sport Rotors from DBA. They're drilled and slotted, they have a new ventilation design, and a special cast iron construction, along with thermographic temperature monitoring. In the big picture, they're a highly performance-based rotor that's also designed to look good while functioning, and it's hard for me to deny that these do look good behind a nice set of wheels. As always, check these out more online for yourself and do some research of your own. And for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.